Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Road to Glory's Sunday tier for their 6th round on Sunday, and we're here in Monza, Italy, for the Italian Grand Prix, of course, the Temple of Speed. So it'll be a quick one tonight if you're watching on Thursday. I was just saying to Lee that this will feel very, very quick indeed. We've got 17 drivers for tonight, potentially 18. Only Bernie might turn up a little bit late. He was also due to be starting tonight, so hopefully we'll get one more. So, to talk about the track, I said we're in Monza, Italy for tonight, and it's 5.793 kilometres in length, 3.599 miles in length. It was established in 1921, so it's 102 years old, this circuit, not in its current layout, but of course the circuit's been around for a very, very long time. We've got 11 corners around this circuit, 2 DRS zones. I mentioned him before, the Temple of Speed, Lee. This certainly will be a quick one.
Oh yeah, definitely. Here's hoping that we're not going to see like too big a speedy crashes, as you say, it's the Temple of Speed, and especially in that run up to turn 1, it does bottleneck quite substantially there, and does turn into sort of like a one-way, like a one-car filing system sort of thing.
Yeah, especially on that one. No more than
Definitely.
2. You might see some drivers running off and going onto the grass or the curbed runoff area just after turn 1 before turn 2. So before we start seeing some laps put on the board, we'll talk about the championship, and it certainly is one to start rubbing your hands together. We're on to the 6th round now, so half point in the season with 5 rounds to go. We've got Nice Job Mate on top as it stands with 112 points, with Short Marcus just behind him on 110 points. And then not too far behind him is Josh McGill on 101 points, with Ginge, who isn't starting tonight in the Alpine, in 4th place on 70 points, and his teammate is just behind him on 68 points in 5th place. And so just to talk about the top 3, Lee, where is Thursday is more becoming a 2-horse race and potentially now more of a solo mission now to the championship after what we saw on Thursday as well. It just seems like it could potentially now be a matter of time that Chuckle Brothers will seize that championship. But this one, Lee, is certainly looking like it could potentially go all the way to the final race, which is definitely what we want to see.
Oh yeah, definitely, right. Yeah, you don't want to see some races where it's just pointless. Like really towards championship, we've seen Josh McGill just setting the benchmark of 119.822 in that Alfa Romeo, and then Matthew just coming across the line with a 120 flat. And yeah, I wonder how if we're going to see it again, the game of chicken at the end. Everybody trying to get out.
Yeah, and get a bit of a tow. Some drivers will here, especially as usually in real life they all do go out in a sequence, but in league racing you do seem to find that the majority go out at the same time as each other, but there will be the odd strand that will become loose a bit earlier on towards the end of the session, where they might be on an in-lap and actually be able to give someone a really decent tow, whether it's down to turn 1 or down to turn 3 or down that back straight towards the Ascari chicane.
Yeah, I mean there's
or down to the Parabolica, of course.
Yeah, just after the Ascari chicane, there's a perfect one.
It's probably
right
the best place to give a tow, I think, actually, because there's no DRS down that straight. So it's effectively like giving you DRS down that bank straight, effectively.
Yep, it was literally just the way to say that. And I think it's Chuck and Aki are the only 2 that are out on a lap right now. And they're just coming around just came around Lesmos there. Chuck is just coming up to the Ascari. DRS is wide open there under the old part of the circuit, big front corner there. See that nowadays, it's just all barren and messed up now, as it's just abandoned now, isn't it? So
Pretty much, yeah. I don't think they do any racing on it anymore.
no, I think they take some like old cars and that.
Yeah,
around,
show cars. Yeah.
Yeah, just. But seeing Chuck coming across the line in the Alpine, times you're going to put in a 120.139. That puts him in fourth position. Nicely done there. And Ake 121.1. Maybe got a bit of a upset airflow from Chuck in front.
And Short Marcus goes into 5th place.
Now, I want to see what nice job is going to be done, because he's on medium tyres right now.
Interesting. We do see it on Thursdays quite frequently now by a certain number of drivers who like to go out on the intermediate tyre to start off with. Very odd.
Yeah. I've noticed that quite a...
This makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah. I mean...
You might have gone for the harder compound in there when you pick your tyres for the sessions. So maybe you still got enough time to do another 2 laps. So I think you get 1 hard, 1 medium, and 2 softs, don't you?
Depending on what you pack, yes.
Yes, I mean the harder of the, obviously with the balanced tyres, you get the 3 softs and the medium.
The funny thing is, if you pick harder for practice, you get the softer tyres. But if you pick softer, you get harder tyres for practice, which is kind of backwards as well, I would say. But hey, it's just reconfiguring them about the place, I would say. We've seen nice job approaching Ascari now. See how the medium tyres are going to fare out as he comes through that left, right, left section. Quite nicely there. It seems like that car was on rails, to be honest. No slip whatsoever coming from those yellow-walled Pirellis. He's coming around the parabolic, and now see what time he's going to get. As he's just coming across the line, quite competitive time. 120.699, so just out 120.7. That puts him into 8th place.
Light him up, mate. Nice. Just about to finish his lap. 121.326 for him. So it's just Tegeman now on a lap, I think, at the moment. I think the top 2 might have just started as well.
I thought for a second Marcus, who is short, wasn't in there. Ooh, seen that there.
He had an excellent line through the first part of the Della Roggia chicane, and then when he came out of the exit of the second part, turn 5, he got onto the grass just after the curb ended. He didn't move slightly to the right to get back onto the tarmac as we come into Ascari, taking a lot of curb there, Lee, on the right-hander, as we see Matthew set a provisional pole time of a 19.047, so absolutely smashed that out of the grandstand.
Yeah, that's almost a second quicker than second place. Like, right now everybody's in the Mercedes sandwich. Depending on what Tigman's going to do, he goes 11, so the 120.827. Nicely done there from the Mercedes man. Puts it into 11th there. We've got, is it Irvin in the Haas next? Yep, as he's coming around Lesmo 2 there. Better not get it mixed up with the Degnas again.
Yeah, he did that a few weeks ago. That was on Sunday. You did do that a few weeks ago.
Yep, and then seeing him just coming through the Ascari now.
Oh! As he's round, gets himself out.
Mate.
This almost reminded me a bit of, I think it was 2019 with Lance Stroll here. But it's just in a slightly different place. Luckily, they've got ghosting on. Old school me. I wouldn't have ghosting on personally. But it does spice things up, but it also can ruin qualifying sessions for people in races, especially places like Monaco. Anyway, as we're seeing AJ Baker make his way down the back straight, as Lee said before, under the banking. It's a shame, really, we don't still have it, Lee, because we could technically have our own Formula One Indy 500, Monson 500.
Yeah, I've got to say that would be quite interesting to see. Like, what would it be like for like if F1 incorporated the Indy 500 into their
I've had their own. I did say this from the start. I always thought the Sakhir outer circuit was a bit like Formula One's Indy, like oval circuit. Like that's the closest thing with braking zones you're going to get to an oval, pretty much. Yeah. And me and Lee previously, when we ran our own league, F1 2020 did the short circuit at Bahrain, and it was mega. I loved that race. It was one of the best races we ever had. You were getting 4 wide into turn 1. People were running basically no downforce, and turn 12 just became an absolute horror show as well. Well, obviously not turn 12 in the short circuit, but turn 12, the long right-hander out of the back straight. Anyway, I don't know why we're talking about Bahrain. I've just gone off on a tangent and down a Bahrain. It started with the Indy 500, then we went to Bahrain short track. Okay, Jay. As we're waiting to see Irvine, and I'm assuming he's a Newcastle fan. I haven't said this previously, but I'm assuming that's Newcastle. I'm not going to start talking about football now either, especially after earlier.
I actually forgot about that until you mentioned.
I tell you what, between quali and the race, I will just tell you we'll have a little story time with Joe in a minute. As we're waiting for drivers to start their laps. I think Short Marcus is already finished as he's tucking in behind the Red Bull. Oh, this is not a place where you want to be going side by side at, 90, 80 miles an hour?
I think
you, sir. After you, sir.
Such gentlemen.
Let's light them up. He's just about to start his lap. Were you about to say that?
Oh no, I was just wondering. It was Matty Jones who's the other one there. Oh, nice job, mate. Just comes across the line and improves by almost half a second. He's in at 1:20.261.
Nice job, mate, was the driver on the mediums, wasn't he? He was.
Correct.
Yeah, yes. So he has got enough time to get back. So that's what he's probably done, gone for the hardest set, gone on a medium run, and then he's still got time to do 2 soft laps. That's my guess. Or he's gone for the standard set with 3 softs and 1 mediums and kept a fresh set for the race.
Either way.
He's done one or the other.
Either way. Hopefully it works out for him.
So we've got drivers on outlaps, and as I said, Lee, most drivers go in sync, but there is an odd few that don't, and the 2 Alpha Tauris are 2 of those drivers, and they may be able to give other drivers toes a bit later on, not the things on their feet, but the things that make them go faster, and give them a tow down whichever straight, preferably. Don't want to be behind them in the corners. That's really going to hamper your lap rather than improve it. As we're watching Joe Bradley start his lap, and with the fuel on board, with the time on the clock, Lee, this is probably going to be his final attempt.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing I would say to do would be to do a couple of outlaps, to be honest.
I don't think he's doing that.
No, I don't think he is either. Nah, he's just going for the 1 lap. But then again, doing it that way, then you've got less fuel in, you make sure the tyres are nice and toasty, and yeah, so it's all sorted. AJ Baker starting his lap also. points is just Joe Bradley and AJ Baker. Both Alpha Tauris are the only ones on a lap right now.
Prof
Joe Bradley
and...
just...
Sorry.
Alright, Prof, and was that...
Pim.
Pim. Oh. They two are both on their out laps right now. See, light him up is finished his lap.
And I'm surprised he didn't stay over to the right hand side, because he would have got a bit of a tow there, Joe Bradley.
Yeah.
But he chose not to. As he is 2/10 up on his time, that will pretty much keep him in the same place. He moves up to 11th with a 120.6. So the mid 120s, low 120s are looking pretty competitive as it stands.
4 drivers right now into the 1 minute 19s.
Yeah, we may get a 1 minute 18 lap time.
Ooh, that's going to be fun.
Which seems
wonder who's going to set up.
Seriously quick. As the top 6 are all out on their out laps now. So I think drivers as well are sticking with each other, trying to get themselves a bit of a tow in this final attempt. And of course, if you're down the bottom at the moment, you don't feel too confident at this circuit, trying to find one of the top 4 or 5 and really sticking quite close to them.
Well,
when you come around the final corner, hopefully not too much, but hopefully they'll get away from you a little bit, and you won't be affected following a car behind.
Yeah, well, I've seen Lee, Craig and Chuck there are like quite close together right now, just as they're just both coming on to start the final lap now.
Yeah, they are slightly closer together as we reach sort of 217, 18 miles an hour, about 350 kilometres now. As we hit the brakes into turn 1, we need about 110 metres or so to get it all stopped for turn 1. As we're on board with Chuck, and he's actually down on his time when he's getting this tow. It does seem a bit scrappy into the chicanes. The corners are so important here, as we've got the majority of the drivers on laps now. Only 3 drivers not on the track, and they won't be able to set another lap time. I'm just trying to see, Lee, who's going to be the first driver to cross the finish line. I think it was Pim there, so the checkered flag is now out. We'll try and work out Arg crosses the line, stays 16th.
Matthew's not going to be going any quicker. He's just messed up his lap.
Oh, Aki's dived in as well. We've got Josh coming up to the final corner. We've got Lee Craig crossing the line, stays 11th fastest. One of the Red Bulls coming across the line. Short Marcus goes onto the front row, but isn't enough for pole position. As we're watching, Josh McGill stays 3rd fastest. Matthew looking on course as it stands to take that pole position, but we've still got a few drivers left as Prof has invalidated his lap time. Chuck is into the pits. The championship leader is coming into the Ascari chicane now for the final time in qualifying as he makes his way down the back straight towards the Parabolica in turn 11, as we're waiting to see the provisional pole sitter is actually backed out now by the looks of things. Yeah, so he's not going to be able to go any faster, but as it stands, he doesn't need to. His nice job, mate. Going to be able to improve. He looks like he is, but not enough. It is 6th place for the championship leader. We've got Pim, who is invalidated, but he set his time before the checkered flag fell. So that is going to be the end, and Matthew's going to be on pole, and not for the first time this season in Sunday. He did it in Saudi a couple of weeks ago, I believe.
I think so.
Right at the very end.
Yeah, actually, yeah. And so yeah, that's when he didn't even need to set another lap. He just went and decimated the rest of the field, and he's half a second up on the rest of the field, at least.
So I'll do it this week, Nate. So Matthew is starting on pole. Short Marcus is alongside him in second. Josh McGill is in third. Chuckle is fourth. Prof is fifth. Alongside him is Nice Job Mate in sixth place. Chuck is seventh. Eighth is Matty Jones. Pim is ninth. Teejman, the Dutchman, is in 10th. 11th is Aki. Lee Craig is 12th. Joe Bradley is in 13th. Light 'em Up Mate is 14th. AJ Baker is 15th. 16th is ARG. And NUFC Irvine is in 17th and last for this Grand Prix. So very quickly, story time with Joe. A lot of people will probably play it who will listen to this, if they're ever going to listen to this part of the stream. FIFA. Me and Lee have quite a rivalry, especially in FIFA 22, where we played, I think we played just over it in the end, but we played about 100 games, and Lee won by a couple, I think. Literally, it might have been... Was it a few more than a couple? How many was it?
It was about half a dozen, I think.
Okay, 6 then. So he won, and I don't usually buy the early release of the game, so I decided at that point I was going to buy the early release of the game, so I got more packs for my Ultimate Team, 'cause that's what you play it on. and this season, I'm about, it might be a bit less than that now after today, but I'm about 20 wins up on Lee, and we've played, I think we're getting to our 100th game already, and we're only in April, and we were talking about this in August, September time. So, and now Lee has decided for the last couple of weeks that he will become a sweaty, I'm not going to say it, but C word, and now decided that he's going to have a better team than me, and he doesn't usually win, and he beat me twice earlier on, and I don't like losing. So I decided earlier on that I'm not going to play him again, so I beat him anyway. Anyway.
You little female dog.
So, no medium tyres, soft tyres, sorry, to speak of. We're going to have a load of medium tyres. 3 drivers on the softs. He said soft twice there, didn't need
4
to. Oh, sorry, 4, yeah, I didn't see. Nice job, mate. 4 on the hard tyres, 13 on the mediums. 27 laps to run, even though I thought it was 26, because the full Grand Prix is 52, so EA, get your maths right. And, yeah, so
fun.
There's the pit stop strategies, looking like a one-stop, medium to hard, hard to medium, or a medium, hard strategy, or vice versa if you're starting on the hards. So, I don't think Matthew in Saudi Arabia got a very good start at all, Lee.
No, I think it was Chuckle who was on the hards actually got a better start. I think it was Chuckle. I could have been wrong. I remember the person in second place actually got a better start than Matthew, who was on the hards.
Well,
on the medium, sorry.
The front 3 have really got on with it. Front 4, should I say, actually, have really got on with it. The other drivers have sort of kept together more so. So Matthew and Short Marcus are going to have a very long wait. And so, fortunately, as we see some donuts now for some tyre warming, getting onto the grass, though, isn't going to do you any favours.
No, it isn't.
So there are their pros and cons. I wonder how many leagues are going to start doing this and how many leagues are going to have to put rules in place and not let people do this. Always, Marcus is quite far off the yellow line. You can extend a little bit more than that. Other drivers are bang on that yellow line behind him. So he's going to have a bit of a deficit behind other drivers who's watching Irvine make his way to the front row, to the back row. Getting all my words jumbled up, and now I think we have every driver as AJ Baker was the last man to get started, as we got 5 red lights and we're away in Monza for this Sunday tier race. And Matthew looks like he's got a good start, but Chuckle behind looks like he's got an even better start than the top 3 as he's trying to look left and right to go. And now Josh outbrakes himself, goes off the rumble strips, hasn't got a time penalty. He's going to have to give back positions, though. I think that was quite good for him in the game, to be fair, not to give him a time penalty on the first lap. He has given up that first place, but now he's under threat from Matthew, who was the pole sitter. Short Marcus is now into the lead of the race as we go around the Curva Grande and into the Della Roggia chicane. As we start exiting out, we've got our Williams.
And it was like Matty Jones.
And Matty Jones is now falling down the back of the Audi. You do usually see some contact there at turn 4 and 5. To make our way down the back straight, the DRS straight, which of course isn't available for another couple of laps as we make our way into the Ascari chicane.
Oh, and there's Tidgeman and Aki side by side going up to Ascari there. Aki just managing to get in front of Tidgeman there. But on the exit, it looks like Tidgeman has got a slightly better run, but he's just not got the straight line speed of Aki in the McLaren just ahead there. Going into the Parabolica, Tidgeman's on the outside. We've got Aki in the McLaren. This is going to leave Tidgeman vulnerable to Joe Bradley there at the Parabolica. Joe Bradley up the inside, nicely done there. That moves him up into 9th position there.
Oh, Lee, sorry, going back to the front. Josh McGill was trying to have a look. And now he does have a look on the exit of turn 2. Superior exit there as we see a Mercedes of Matthew, who's gone from pole to 8th place now and making a mistake at turn 2. Is the Red Bull of Short Marcus going to fight back? Not just yet as we make our way through turns 5 and 6 and on our way to the 2 Lesmos. We've got to negotiate the first one. And now the second, a crucial corner here as we make our way down the back straight, and you really need to get a good exit here, especially when DRS is available next lap down this straight.
Yep, I'm just trying to see this Tidgeman. He's all safe right now, but I've just noticed that Aki's went and dropped back quite a bit. He was right behind his teammate Prof there, and he's just went and
oh,
dropped back.
Sorry, late. Short Marcus just thought about it. Sorry to cut you off, but he thought better of it. As we make our way down the start finish again.
Ooh. So Chuck's with 123.096. Fastest lap of the race up to now. As you see, race control telling us that the DRS is now enabled. So just after, after Lesmo 1 will be the DRS detection zone, and the activation zone is just after Lesmo 2.
And Short Marcus does look like he's got the quicker car as it stands. He definitely looks like he's got a little less aero on that car compared to the Alfa Romeo ahead of him. He seems to be really good in the corners, but then as soon as we get out, now we'll see, with the DRS available for the Red Bull, closing that gap, but not enough to go for it as we...
So it looks like Matthew's going to go for a move into the Ascari on Joe Bradley there on the inside. Nicely done, licked a stamp, sent it, and it's away. Nicely done there. That moves up the Mercedes man up into 7th place now.
This is really now, Lee, as we go on to, as AJ Baker moves up a place. But as we go back onto the start-finish straight, Lee, this top 3 looking dangerous.
Oh no, that's curious. Short Marcus is actually staying out of the slipstream.
Oh, his Prof
contact
goes up the inside of the Aston Martin at turn 1, as Lee says. It does bottleneck there, turns more into a 2-car corner.
Just looked like the 2 Red Bulls there almost made contact coming into the braking zone of turn 1. Oh, Tidgeman and Joe Bradley swapping places. Tidgeman moving up into 8th place right behind his teammate in the Mercedes.
There was no DRS needed there. He did that around turn 3.
Nicely done there.
As light them up.
At Lesmo 1.
Yeah, on the exit.
Now he's got his teammate Arch coming flying up right behind him around the Lesmo 2 now. Is he going to steal that 16th position off his teammate?
I think he's just got away with not being in last place.
Oh, and Lee Craig, he's just balled it into the wall with that exit out. That's scary.
Is that a safety car?
Oh, yep, it's a safety car.
Yeah.
Now, some of these drivers are a bit buggered and they just make it past the pit lane before the safety car.
Yeah, which means the safety car isn't going to pick him up for another lap.
So we've seen Tidgeman and Aki both jumping into the pits to get a tyre change. Oh, and light him up also because he did spin out, so he'll probably be needing a new front wing. I'd imagine, is he? Oh no, he's all safe on the front wing situation. Just getting some new hard compound tyres there. Now, he's not going to lose any places except from the one to his teammate Arj, which isn't much. So, that's been, what, 5 laps of racing up to now, so...
It was a very good 5 laps of racing, though, I have to admit.
Yeah.
I'm not too surprised we saw someone spin off there, that exit curve, if you take it a bit too much, and if you go a bit too far, you do put a wheel into the gravel, which can send you spinning. But also, at the apex curb of turn 10, you don't really want to touch it all that much. It really just unsettles the car at those high speeds.
The left-hander at Ascari.
Oh, Josh McGill there, playing the mind games, really just backing out of not entering the pits at the very last second. His pin is in, taking the risk. We might see other hard compound tyres on these cars coming to the pits as well.
Oh, AJ Baker lost a good few places there. What's happened there? That's weird.
I'm not too sure. Says T's going to make the place. He's going to have to stick to a delta, whereas, yeah, he does get past. Because, of course, that's the only place you can race under a safety car. That little bit of the pit exit, where you're technically not on the racetrack yet when you're coming out of the pit, so you can go as fast as you like, as long as you get back down to that delta. As soon as you exit the literal pit lane, you stay to the left, the right hand side of that white line. So we're probably going to have
an infamous crash happening there. What was it, a couple of years ago? No. What was it, turn 1?
I will end you.
Yeah, I'm not being like, I'm not taking any sides in this situation. I'm just saying it was an infamous collision. That was that.
Yeah, it was. It was also some man driving an energy drink's fault.
Nah, it was the guy in the car company's in.
No, it wasn't.
Agree to disagree.
Always. Did he push him wide? Did he push him wide at turn 3, Lee, the other week?
I forget what even happened.
Turn lap 1, Australia, turn 3. When he went up the inside, and then Max.
It was a bit cheeky, I will say. It was a bit cheeky.
He did leave him the space, though.
He did leave him the space. Yes, fair enough. It was.
You're going to open the door for someone, and you've got to give a bit of leeway when it's lap 1, a little bit.
I would say it was good driving from the both of them, and Max just taking a creeping toss as usual. Nothing new really.
It is a shame though, because we've gone from Mercedes/Lewis domination to now looking like we're
back to literal domination.
Yeah. Hopefully not for long. Hopefully not for long. Anyway.
Anybody that's watching live right now, feel free to fire your comments and your opinions or whatever such in the chat section below if you want to get involved in this little discussion that we're having here. But yeah. When's the next instance? 2 weeks, isn't it?
Not next week, week after yet, because we were supposed to have China. But
I need my fix, man.
I said that to Joe this weekend, to my fiance.
Why is it already in the season? We've got a 4-week break.
Yeah, I know. But then it's supposed to get real hectic after that. So we got the safety car in this lap, so we'll stop talking about anything other than to do with this RTG race. But we're about to get underway again. We will start our racing on lap 8.
Oh, that was close. Matty Jones and Irvin, I'm not sure if they made contact. Yes, they did. Has he got any damage there?
Matty Jones has got the penalty. I think that's quite right. The car behind as well, getting the penalty. Just like when you're in your road car, that usually always happens if someone hits the back of you.
Shouldn't be as close, but we've seen Arj already dropped right back. He's off the track. Bloody hell! It's not WRC. It's Formula 1. What's going on here?
Always the championship leaders trying to go up the inside of Prof, and he does go up the inside. Nice job. I'm going to say that every time he makes an overtake now. It's the whole.
Oh, and there's contact. What's that? There's going the wrong way there. Bim and the Williams at the back of the grid looking the wrong way there. Ooh. Now, let's see. I'm quite surprised at how the grid has sort of spanned out a wee bit since this restart, but we've seen Irvin has close to the back of that Alpha Tauri of Joe Bradley. He could be going to make a move into the Ascari section. It's close enough.
Oh, he's going to try it as well. Oh, what a move!
What a move!
Wow!
That's got to be moving the race already. That was amazing.
I think he needs it, Lee. That was balls to the wall. That was.
Oh yeah.
And the kitchen sink.
So and that's a 122.5 fastest lap for Josh McGill there, and it looks like Matty Jones is having a go on Joe Bradley also as they're crossing the line.
I was going to say, the American looks like he's having a spot of bother at the moment.
Joe Bradley, is he going to be later on the brakes? Is he going to get it inside the line for turn 2? No, he doesn't. Matty Jones manages to move up and get that Williams into the 9th position there, but he has got looming over his head. So he's going to have to
crack on with it.
Pedal down to the floor, yeah.
As we see Joe Bradley once again losing a place, but Teej looked like he braked a little too late there and loses not 1 but 2 positions and is now down in 12th place. We still haven't got the DRS activated just yet. We've got to wait another half a lap for that to happen. And this safety car restart, Lee, looked like it was what Josh McGill absolutely needed, because he seems like he's not being in always. We've got a
AJ, bro,
and they dive into the pits. It was right at the right second. Is that a safety car or is it VSC? It's a safety car again.
So
nice job,
Josh
mate.
McGill
Takes the lead.
Oh, this is going to hinder Chuckle. Chuckle's been held up by the double stack. He should have kept going. If he kept going, then he would have been able to make that perfect and just slot in behind Short Marcus. But unfortunately, he's been held up, and I think he's lost a place to Chuck as well. His fellow brethren, his fellow Chuckle brother. So, how's this going to pan out? As we know that there won't be any love lost between these two. They two will just not give an F about each other really, and just be going for it. I would imagine, probably both sitting in a party together. So, let's see. So it's only 6 people that have decided not to pit. Nice job, and Irvin have still not pit from the start of this race. They are determined to keep going. Like on them hard compound tyres and probably pit. And while I say that, nice job, mate, into the pits. Irvin, what's he going to do in the Haas? Is he going to come in? Nope, he stays out. Aki stays out. Bridgman stays out. Pim.
I don't know why nice job, mate. Pit. I don't understand that. Why didn't he pit the lap before? He's now going to lose.
No, he won't. It won't be as bad still.
Oh no, maybe not. Because Irvine now takes the lead of the race.
He's actually still in the same position. He's actually moved up, I would say.
Yeah.
That was actually quite a good tactic there. I never expected that to work as well as it did. It's a nice job there. Nice job, mate.
Yeah, I think he'll be able to go to the end as well.
On the mediums,
I think so, honestly.
Maybe some of them we'll have to wait and see. I mean, we'll have to do a little bit of tyre management, I would say. What we'll do is I'm going to go and have a look if it bloody lets us check the race director. For some reason, the game doesn't really like you doing that sometimes when you're in spectator mode or that. Actually, just in general. So let's have a look and we'll see. So it looks like a lot of these have went 9 laps on the mediums, 10 laps roughly.
Yeah.
So I reckon nice job. Probably going to have to pit again. Same with Chuckle also. But Chuckle will be hopefully Short Marcus will realise that he's on the mediums and let him through.
So I think we're going to have another lap. Sorry, I was in deep thought then. My man, I can't multitask. I was really just considering. We'll have a look at the tyres actually, just to make our lives a little bit easier. So Matty Jones, he's serving his penalty, I think, which was a smart idea actually. Going on to the medium, I really do think actually the mediums will go to the end.
Me not so sure, especially when it was saying. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be able to find out in 2 seconds. Right, so it's saying that the medium compound tyres could last roughly about 12 laps. If you're doing a medium hard strategy, so it could be a tall order for them to get their tyres to the end. Unless they're jumping on the softs.
We've got a safety car in this lap. We've got 15 drivers remaining. We're going to get going again on lap 13. And Irvine is going to get us underway for that 13th lap as he exits the final corner and hits pedal to the metal. And we now cross the start and finish line. Now the overtaking can begin, and Josh McGill, I think, wants to try and make it overtake as quickly as he possibly can. Is he going to go around the outside on the fresher hard tyres? Now has the inside for turn 2. Squeezes that Mercedes as wide as possible. It looks like it's going to be a drag race around turn 3 and towards the Della Roggia chicane. Josh just staying ahead for the moment. Will have that inside line. Teach may have to give up that position, and does. And now Josh McGill is up into 3rd place.
Yep, and now having to yield that position to Tidgman. Tidgman has just been overtook by a short Marcus. He went a bit wide at Lesmo 1. I was able to see that coming from the Della Roggia chicane. He didn't get a good taken away from it, but it's a nice job, mate, making a move on Tidgman also. So Tidgman's just went and lost, what's that, 3 places now from 3rd to 6th.
He's Irvine. He's gone wide.
Oh, it's Irvine. I thought it was short Marcus.
He's gone wide. He's lost the lead of the race. Now lost the place from Chuckle as well. As we make our way around the Parabolica and back onto the start-finish straight. Josh McGill's looking like he's going to try and challenge for the lead here. Izaki is weaving left and right, trying to break the toe. He does leave that inside line open. He goes, thank you very much. I'm going to have that as we go down into turn 1. Later on the brakes was Aki. Oh, big crash.
Chuckle at the back of, nice job, mate. Going into turn 1 there. I think Chuckle was just a bit late on the brakes.
Nice job, mate. He's now down in 11th place. His 2 rivals are 1st and 2nd, and going for the move. His short mark is on the inside, but he has to yield to Josh, who stays in 1st place for the time being as we go through the first 2 Lesmos. 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. For nice job, mate. His day is really not going very well in this midpoint of this race as we now make our way down the back straight and under the old banking and into the Ascari chicane. It's an Alfa Romeo followed by a Red Bull and then a McLaren and another Red Bull who have stayed quite close together and may be able to work as a team. As Chuckle seems like he gets a very good exit on that McLaren, who has now subsequently lost 2 places.
Technically only lost 1 since the safety car restart, considering Irvine was in 1st and spun out. So
it's Matty Jones at the final corner.
Sorry, we've seen Tidgman make the move on Joe Bradley going into turn 1. Joe Bradley's on the outside, Tidgman's on the inside, and gets it done under the brake, and nicely done. Moves up into 10th position there. Prof could be looking for a move into 7th here, into the Della Roggia chicane. It's just that wee bit too far back there.
Pim moves up there as the 2 brothers switching places. Red Bull losing ground, may have had a troublesome exit at turn 5. As DRS is now enabled, you can see the rear wing open for that Red Bull, the championship leader.
Nice
as this race started, has now fallen down to 14th place. So he's got a lot of work ahead of him with under half a race to go now. We're getting almost into the final third of this Grand Prix, and the championship will swing. And at this point in the season, there's not really room for error now for the top 3 in the championship. 2 of them are fighting for that for the lead as it stands, as we see Short Marcus tucked back in, and oh no! Josh just messed up his braking alongside Short Marcus. They've made contact there. Aki is now looking like he's going to take the lead as well, as they're going to go around turn 3 side by side all the way to turn 4. Is now Josh looking like he's got a bit more straight line speed, moves back up into 1st place.
Yeah, I think Aki's problem is that his battery is like buggered right now. He ain't got anything left in the tank, as you like to say. He's got nothing left. So
Don't
he's had
try
to
it. I'm
cede the
better at it
position.
than you.
Second yard.
I've got nothing left. That's gonna be.
So-
That's gonna be. Don't turn that into a meme.
Well, no wonder you caused us to crash.
I did. True story. I made Lee spun.
Oh, short Marcus making a move on Aki now. That's moved up into second place there. Aki's moved down. The hard tyres aren't doing him any favours right now.
No, not at all. Not at all. As Chuckle getting closer to Barry now. But Barry getting closer to Aki, making his way past. Or is he? As Aki's very late on the brake. Big old squeeze there from the Alpine. And he moves up into third place.
Tedgman and Prof are battling out there, going around turn 2 there. Prof manages to take the outside line for turn 1 and has the inside for turn 2. So he manages to successfully defend that position there from the Mercedes man. Nicely done there. I've seen Matthew managing to take turn 4 absolutely spot on quite a few times during this race. He's able to take that that apex perfectly.
Takes a lot of curb, but doesn't unsettle the car for some reason.
Aye, that's weird.
So, coming out of the second Lesmo, Teachman.
Chuckle.
Oh, sorry, and Chuckle.
Oh,
Getting close. Teachman, though, doesn't look like he's going to go back out. We've seen a lot of moves around the outside at the first part of Ascari. Another one signed, sealed, and delivered.
Yep, seen this. That's weird. It's like
Oh, it's the Williams. Pim just thought about it, is still thinking about it. And a decision's been made. He's moved up into 9th place. Is Aki loses position? The race leader.
Marcus.
Yeah, changes positions. And Aki.
And Aki's moved down also. Oh, looks like Prof is going to have a move on Pim there. He's going to get his payback now. Going into turn 3. He's on the outside. Pim is on the inside. Prof is going to have the inside for turn 4 there. Is he going to be there on the brakes? No, he isn't. He decides to brake that a little bit earlier there. And
sorry, just as you were saying that, Joe Bradley had spun it turn 2. Another driver to do so.
Oh, nice job, mate. He's went on to the mediums now. Or well, So
I'm sure we won't, but let's hope that Nice Job Mate races all the way to the end, because when you're in a championship, especially at this point, you need as many points as you can get.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. Every point counts in the championship.
As,
I mean, look how close it is between the top, 3? Right there, and then there's 11 points between the top 3, so...
yeah, before this race started, yeah.
Yeah.
As it stands, Short Marcus would take the lead of the championship if the order stays as it is, but unlikely to do so.
Matty Jones. Jesus Christ. Matty Jones managing to move up on Prof there.
We don't have any blasphemy on this channel, Lee. As we've seen another driver retire, but that's into the pit lane. I believe it was into the pit lane. Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
So we won't see another appearance from the safety car. As we've got the two brothers once again very, very close together. And the top two also, as we're waiting to see them come on to the start-finish straight, with the DRS being available for Josh McGill. As he's gaining and gaining. Is he going to go for it? Nope.
Red Bull Chuckle moves up a position on the wheels of Chuck, and then same with Matthew on Ake there.
As
Prof
is in onto the mediums to the end. That's a little bit late to go on the mediums. It's almost the point to go on the softs.
Interesting.
It is interesting. But as always, Lee, pretty much every week, whether it's a Thursday or a Sunday, I'm sure it's the same in Mondays, and it's covered by another commentator. I will find out who that is, actually, so if anyone watches on here and doesn't watch the Monday, Tuesday, Chuckle is out. That could be a final safety car of the day. It is.
Yep. It's out again.
Oh, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Oh, actually, before I do say it, Lee, chat, is it on reduced or not this week? Because it does change week by week. I've got a feeling this would be standard, though. Drive-through penalty, speeding under the safety car for ARG. And Chuckle is... Yeah, thought so. The top two are definitely going to come in. Oh, Shawn Marcus! 5 second time penalty. And he isn't going to be able to serve it in this pit stop as he's just got it. No, he's not. So... Wow. And Josh, I don't know if it's glitched for us. Has this just happened to you?